Oh, we're gonna swing it around, flaps on, off of this dive, zero throttle of course, and retracts down. Oh man! Did you see that tail?
I saw it.
Everyone loves a good P-51. Well, I remember when I was getting in the hobby, the one plane I wanted to step up to was a P-51, and I eventually got there. Now, a word to the wise. They're not the easiest thing in the world to fly, and a lot of times they're actually pretty hard to fly and land. They're really subject to things like wingtip stalls, and just landing these things can be a handful at times. So I have flown quite a few through the years, and this is probably, I feel with confidence, at least of the ones that I've flown, one of the best P-51s I've ever flown. Here we go, ready for takeoff? Oh, look at that, tail up. That's what I love about this plane. It also happens to fly on my favorite size battery. Oh, I'm so glad I got this out to fly today. It handles really well, both on the ground and in the air. And it's been a while since it's been on the channel, so I thought we'd revisit this and show you why I think it's one of the world's best performing P-51s. Let's fly. Yeah, I have one thing in mind that I want to do in today's video. We'll see if I can pull it off. Here we go, ready for takeoff? Oh, look at that, tail up. That's what I love about this plane. It's just so scale, and I don't have to try hard to make it look scale. So we're gonna put the landing gear up and just have some fun flying. It also happens to fly on my favorite size battery. Oh, I'm so glad I got this out to fly today. The 4S2200. It's just really good battery. I love planes in this size. They fit in your car in one piece. They're easy to transport. They have high performance in the sky, but if you're not a 4S guy, it's okay. This will fly on a 3S 2200, and I think the range of milliamp is 22 to 32. Pretty plane, right? The power is awesome on it. It just flies really well in the sky. I have SAFE off. I actually had to rebind this. I don't know why, but I had to rebind it. And so I very quickly just set up 30% expo on the ailerons, 25 on the elevator, nothing on the rudder, and I had to reverse some servos, like my retracts. I like my retract switch to be opposite of what it is set up. It makes more sense to me when it's on the ground that all my switches are in the back position. I wish it came by default that way because my brain says that's the way it should go. So of course everyone's brain should think the same thing. Okay, here's my one thing I want to do on this for sure. Let's do it the next time around. I want to do it coming off of a dive. So we're going to come this way. I'm going to climb up on this end, climb straight up. We're going to swing it around, flaps on, off of this dive, zero throttle of course, and retracts down. Oh man! Did you see that tail?
I saw it.
It did not touch down. That is so awesome. Now there were a couple half seconds where I thought we were gonna have a prop strike, but I was maintaining that juice. I probably should have killed the flaps on the ground. That's what I wanted to do though. I wanted a clean touch and go off of a dive with the retracts, just like that. Man, I love this thing. Abby, you gonna ask it?
Well, it snapped.
Let's go. Oh, for a P-51, that was okay. Roll out of that, baby. We're going for more scale maneuvers. Now that's another thing about this plane, and you just reminded me of that, Abby. It does want to fly scale. There's not a lot of things that this thing wants to do that's like categorized as a 3D maneuver. So if you like a true scale P-51, this is just worthy of staying in your collection. And you better believe the only way this one's going to leave my collection is if it leaves in a trash can. Let's full throttle crank it down the runway. A lot of times I'm flying this at about 2/3 to 3/4 throttle. I've had full throttle a couple times, but here's a true sense of the feel.
Wow.
Speed is what I meant to end my sentence. We'll come down the other side too. Fair flight times on this thing too. Fair flight times. Up. just the best P-51. I mean, you guys know touch and goes here on this hard, very rough asphalt are not easy to make look good, but this thing just handles it well. Now I say that, and I hope that my first one wasn't just pure luck. I'm squinting with one eye closed because I'm not flying with my sunglasses. There's my excuse if it's not good. We're gonna go flaps on right there into the dive. Just keep that dive straight down. We pull up here, landing gear down. Go baby, go. Get those flaps up. That's 2 for 2. That's not luck. That is an awesome airplane. Yeah, E-Flite, they may hit you on price every now and then on some planes, but man, this P-51 is just the P-51 to own. Oh. Oh, sometimes I look at my planes, I'm like, what should I fly? I don't have anything new. I gotta pick something good. And I'm glad I picked the P-51 today. All right, let's bring it in for a smooth landing, Abby. You think we can pull it off?
Yep.
That'd be 3 for 3 if we do. All right, should I do a dive again or just do a traditional landing?
Up to you.
All right, we'll do traditional. So I just love dropping the landing gear like at the last second. So let's do half flaps just to kind of get it a little more on the scale side of things. Full flaps is good on this though. That's what I did the first 2 touch and goes, and we'll drop the landing gear now. Keeping the speed up, we maintain speed, drop that tail now. Yeah.
A little hop though, a little hop.
Well, I'm blaming the asphalt. That's very, very rough asphalt. It's very steerable. You just got to steer it a little slow. Once you get the speed up, that tail wheel picks up, and then it's a little harder to steer. And you don't even need a lot of right rudder on this when you're taking off like you do most warbirds. I hate to be this way, I really do, but I gotta face facts. I realize what our channel is and does sometimes, so I'm just gonna be blunt with you guys. If that flight doesn't sell you on a P-51, I don't know what will. That is a really good airplane. The performance is just unbeatable. I've flown so many P-51s that love to wingtip stall on low throttle curves and just bouncing and skimming down the runway and beat up the landing gear, and this doesn't do that. This is the only warbird that I've flown repeatedly on the channel numerous times. This is not the first time I've done a dive with flaps, 0 throttle, coming in over the runway, drop that landing gear and touch down and just keep on cruising. Now the only thing I could have done to improve that whole deal would be to eliminate my flaps on that touch and go so that my tail doesn't want to pick up a bit more, and I almost chipped up my prop. So anyway, if you fell in love with this plane during this video, do me a favor. All I ask is if you're going to buy one of these, consider using our link. It does a couple things. One, it does help us. It gives us just a couple dollars of kickback because you fell in love with something by watching one of our videos. It's a great way to say thanks for making the free content that we do, but also it gets you to the exact right place to buy this for the best price available, and you earn points while you're there that you can use to cash in on things like batteries or more RCs. So thank you for helping to support us. And if that doesn't work for you, maybe you consider buying one of my sunshades. These things are designed specifically for the current Spectrum radio lineup. Now, if you're curious if this will work on yours, we'll have it linked in the description box below where you can check it out. I have the list of transmitters that I know for sure it does work on. It's a short list, but because the price is so cheap on these, I'd be super grateful if you bought one for your random radio, at least if you think it's roughly the same size and shape as a Spectrum transmitter. Then you can let me know in a message whether or not it worked on yours, and I could let everyone else know in the description of this listing. So there's a couple good ways to support us. Speaking of support, I want to say a massive thanks to God for supporting everything we do, for blessing our lives on the channel and off the channel, just our family and life in general. I'm so grateful to Him for everything He does for us. And a big thank you to all of our Patreon supporters, because we couldn't do what we do as often as we do it without your insanely awesome support. Again, all this stuff will be linked in the description box below where you can help us out, and it'll get you in the right direction. If you want to see more amazing RC content like this P-51 video, we'll have a hand-picked video popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye.